Hey, all you rusty freaks! If you're a warrior, then you need to sharpen your sword, right? So you probably go to combat tags or aim train servers to practice your aim and recoil control. That's good. But do you also have all the right equipment? Best quick slots layout? Do you even have all the best quick slot stuff that you should have? Keybinds? I know you don't all have the best keybinds. And have you even got console commands that aren't the default for Rust? Okay, well, I'm going to assume that you know all about gear, like that you should always wear armor and that probably headgear and chest gear is the most important. I'm going to assume that you know that you should have a wall or something that you can throw down to take cover behind. I want to talk a bit about quick slots and keybinds. Okay, so in my quick slots, which is 1 to 6, you should always have not just a bandage to stop bleeding and a syringe to heal up fast, but you should have food. Now, the whole point of this, I don't know if it's most people or just a lot of people, but it almost feels like most people, when they're getting shot, they just syringe and then bandage, or bandage and then syringe, which is fine, and it depends on the situation as to which you do first. If you think you're going to get killed, then syringing is fast because it gives you immediate healing and then you can stop the bleeding later with a syringe. If you're actually behind cover, then you can stop the bleeding first and then syringe. But that's not what I want to teach. I want to teach you to syringe and eat at the same time. It makes a huge difference. Okay, watch this. Alright, now I've got 50 health. I syringe and it immediately takes me up to 67, and then it'll go a bit further over time. Okay, 50 again. Now I'm going to syringe and eat. Okay, see that? Now I'm on 75. And in a fight, every bit matters. You could keep syringing and keep eating, and you're going to get your health back so much faster than if you just syringe. And don't forget, then bandage too, because you need to stop bleeding. If you've got, a 10 bleed, it's going to drop your health really fast. Okay, so that's your syringe and food at the same time. Quick slots. How often do you see people running around pretty much like this? Just with, well, not even with food. But let's assume you understand the value of syringing and eating at the same time. You should always have something to take cover behind. So imagine I start getting shot at from over there. I can throw this down and take cover. And if you don't have high walls or you haven't got the blueprint for them, take anything, even if you have these little things, they're better than nothing. And let me explain another thing that's important about these. See, if I just crouch like this, often your head is kind of, crouching, especially depending on the part of the hill, it's not enough to just crouch. You might have to look down. See how his head is now way lower than the actual barricade? Alright, and if you haven't got barricades, you can use almost any item. And you should always have it in your quick slots. Also, why not carry a sleeping bag with you? Because if you're in a situation, especially when you've got teammates that can watch your body, if you're in a big fight and you might die, throw down a sleeping bag. If you go down, your teammates can watch your body and then you can respawn and get your stuff back. So that's basically it. You should always be able to syringe and eat at the same time. You should always be able to throw down some cover. Another thing people don't have is a secondary weapon. A lot of the time they just have one weapon. Of course you should always have a secondary weapon, because switching weapons is faster than reloading. So if you run out of ammo, you should be able to switch to another weapon. Now, secondary weapon is it's up to you. It's up to what you like best. It might be a close range weapon. So, if you think someone's about to come around a corner and you haven't got an AK, you might like to switch to a shotgun so you can just drop them instantly. Or it might be a quiet weapon, like a bow, like a compound bow or something, so you can quietly snipe from a distance. But hey, you've got 6 slots, why not use them? Okay, if you go to my Discord, link in the description, I have a channel called Resources Rust. There are all my favorite keybinds. Okay, I have 2 keybinds for combat log. If I want to see what shots came at me from the enemy player, I hit F2. It does combat log. If I hit F3, I get the combat log outgoing, meaning my shots. So if you want to see if you've got invalids and you don't want to waste time, you don't have time to look through all the shots coming at you and going out, I can hit F3 because I have this keybind and it shows only the outgoing shots, so I see only my shots. Auto using med. You probably didn't notice, but when I used my syringe, it was very fast. I just press the button 6 on my keyboard and it immediately syringes me. It doesn't just select the syringe. Most of you, once you select the syringe, let's say you've got syringe in your 6th slot, once you select this, if you press 6, you have to then left mouse click to use it. Well, I don't. I just press 6 on my keyboard and it syringes me. That's because I have this keybind. Bind 6 plus slot 6 colon plus attack. Okay, the other thing that I've been trying recently, and I couldn't believe, I wish I'd been doing this all the time, is 2 things I craft a lot of. Okay, if I need arrows, while I'm on the run, I can just hit 99999. See how it's crafting arrows? And if I need bandages, I just hit 00000 and it's crafting bandages. The keybinds for that. Every item in Rust has a code. I know I keep telling you about this website called rustlabs.com. Any item you look at, you can see the identifier for it. So then in console, if you type bind whatever key you want, craft.add, and then the code, you can craft those items at the touch of a button. What that means in game is you press F1, you go in the console, you can type out your commands here. Bind 9 craft.add, that will craft an arrow. Trust me, it makes a big difference. My game's changed since I can just craft bandages by pressing 0. There are other keybinds. You can check these out and see which ones you like. Bonus tip. F1 quit is way faster than going through the menu. Look, the game's finished. It's gone. Boom. Thanks for watching. If you want to support me, look in the description. There's several ways you can do PayPal, Patreon, or get some cool Teesprings merch. Thanks, guys. Peace, love, and mung beans. Pack this out.
Paxis. Well, everybody's heard about the bird.